Hi, peace and light, everyone. This is Ten Nebula, and in this video, I am doing a series on my personal spiritual path and journey. And in this video, particularly, I'm talking to you about teachers, spiritual teachers. And I have had the privilege of working with some really amazing teachers, and not just teachers as in people who have gotten some kind of degree or certificate, but teachers who are living the practice. Teachers who are living the practice. Teachers who are living the practice. And let me tell you how rare that is. Let me tell you how rare that is. I mean, we live on a planet where you can go to school and you can get some kind of education, you can get some type of certificate, you can learn from people, but the thing is, how many people are actively healing and clearing their lives? You know, how many people are actually wanting to evolve? How many people are willing and strong enough and courageous enough to look at themselves? You know, we live in a culture that loves to look at other people and talk about whatever issues they may have, but they're not strong enough to look at themselves. And what's so great about light, what's so great about the light vibration, what's so great about universal law is that if you're sitting in shadow and if you're not willing to look at yourself, you can't actually heal it, you know? So you'll just stay in shadow. You may sound good, you may look good, but inside the vibration will still have to sit there, because in order for you to evolve, you always have to be self-reflective. And that's what I love about really amazing teachers who are looking at their own stuff, who are courageous enough, who are big enough, who are strong enough to actually heal their own lives. And you know what happens? They become bigger. They become more powerful. They hold more light. They're more attractive to us. They're more beautiful, you know? And I'm so grateful for all these amazing teachers I've come across who are actually who are into practice, you know? And they bring it every day. They bring it every day, you know? I've met amazing teacher, a male teacher, a man of color, who was my mentor for a few years. I met him in New York City very early on my path, and with him I learned about integrity. You know, allowing yourself to be who you are and striving for that, striving for fullness, striving to accept all aspects of your life. With healers, I've come across amazing healers who were Reiki practitioners, yoga teachers, who brought their best self to their practice every day. You know, they brought their best self to their workshops, to their trainings. They always talked about healing and clearing and being willing to look at your shadows, which is huge. I'm on my path in my own work. I always talk about being willing to look at your own stuff, because that's how you get bigger. That's how you become more honest with yourself. I've come across amazing business owners who were practitioners and healers who were published, who were doing the work in not the most beautiful of neighborhoods, but who were doing the work with intensity, with focus, with passion, and they were successful at it, and they're doing huge things now. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to remember on your path, you have to work with wherever you are. That's what warriors do. You know, you may not always have the really nice yoga studio to be at. You may not have the great car to get you places. You may not have you may not have those kinds of tools available to you yet, you know, but you can work towards them, and spirit always gives you what you need, you know. And I've come across an amazing Buddhist teacher who resides now here in Berkeley, California. She's been doing her work for years, and her aura is just beautiful. The way she carries herself is amazing, and she lives her practice, you know, and you see it and you experience it and you feel it, and it's just so great to have amazing teachers in your life. I'm so grateful to be a teacher who can acknowledge the work and the contributions other people have made, and being in a space to celebrate them and to share their work. All of my work, of course, I have my own perspective on things, but I always am willing to share the work of people who I think are amazing, people who I think are just doing great things. And I also want to bring up two amazing channelers who have amazing work on the planet. One of them, she passed over in 2014 or 2013. Both of them being light workers, Palladian emissaries of light, channelers who are working consciously with the light and love vibration. And I want to thank them for their contributions to the planet. I mean, I know some of this work that I've been into hasn't been easy, I'm sure, for them, especially in a few decades before when this stuff was still very esoteric and people didn't talk about it. And when you did talk about it, people want to say that you're crazy or that stuff is imaginary, doesn't exist. And the truth is, a lot of people live very small lives. A lot of people were just going to be on the planet to just live, get married, have a few kids, work at a few jobs, and then pass over. You know what I mean? And very few people have had the chance to live on the planet and actually commit to their life's passion, their life goals, and doing what they were intended to do on this planet. You know, some people haven't given themselves a chance, and they've died with their dreams in them. So I want to just say thank you to all the people who are on the planet, who have passed, who have done their work, people who are legends and icons, people who have affected us in so many ways because they were courageous enough to follow their truth. You know, it takes courage to follow your truth. It takes courage to don't pay attention to the peanut gallery and to the people and their criticisms and their shadows and their judgments and their jealousies. It takes courage to stand on that path. It takes courage to do your work in a big way to affect millions and billions of people. It takes courage to stand in integrity, to stand in your power, to speak when you know you need to speak, even though the crowds may be against you or they may say that you're wrong. You know, it takes courage, it takes power, it takes integrity, it takes focus. And I am so grateful to all the people, all the teachers throughout all time and space who are willing to do that on this planet. People like the Buddha and Christ, we love them now, but they were human beings who lived on the planet, and not everyone agreed with them. And sometimes people forget that. They love talking about Jesus Christ, but they forget that he was a human person on the planet who reached Christ consciousness. And he had a lot of people who loved him, and he had people who didn't agree with him, you know, and they crucified him. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful that we live in a time when we can speak our truth. We have all these amazing forms of social media where we can get our message across, and we can reach thousands and hundreds of thousands, millions of people. You know, it's a beautiful thing to have that kind of truth and that power available to us. But there have been many teachers who've been assassinated for that, you know? So I just offer appreciation. I offer appreciation this moment for all the amazing people who've helped me on my path. Thank you to all the people who stood in their power, who shared their light with me, who shared their teachings with me, who were amazing examples of decent, godly, empowered human beings. We need more higher vibrational people on the planet. We need more people who are standing in light. So I want to say thank you. Feel free to check out all my other works, guys. Feel free to find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, on Instagram. And you guys all stay blessed. Bye.